welcome. You're watching the Monday edition of 6 Stories at 6 with me, Oyana Mitra. Ladies and gentlemen, for years, Republic Media Network's editor-in-chief, Arnab Goswami, has taken on politicians, governments and institutions without blinking. He has questioned power where it was most uncomfortable. Tonight, that questioning turns into something entirely new. Artificial intelligence. It has no face, no emotion and no fear. It is designed to process information, generate responses and learn from data. But can it stand up to relentless human questioning? Can it explain itself when pushed, interrupted and challenged? This is not a demo. This is not a controlled experiment. This will be a live, unscripted encounter between one of the sharpest minds in Indian television and a machine built to think at scale. Don't miss the man versus machine encounter, Arnab versus AI, tonight at 9 p.m. And now on to our 6 stories of the day, viewers. 4 months after the Karur stampede, TVK chief Vijay has appeared before the Central Bureau of Investigation. The details coming up. Second, we'll tell you about the abusive political discourse that has broken out in Maharashtra just days ahead of the local body elections. Third, we go to ISRO, which marked the first launch of 2026. But what is the anomaly that the Anvesha satellite faced? Then we bring you the inside details of the Modi-Merz bilateral and what it means for both nations. Then we take a look at the statement made by Trump's man Sergio Gore on the India-United States trade deal. Finally, behind-the-scenes sneak peek as we build up to that grand Arnab versus AI battle at 9 p.m. this evening. With that, let's get started. All right, viewers, today early morning, TVK chief and actor Vijay left Chennai. He came to National Delhi and as we speak, he's being questioned by the CBI in connection with the Karur stampede probe. This is coming 4 months after the stampede broke out, in which 41 people lost their lives. Stampede occurred on the 27th of September last year at a massive political rally that was being addressed by Vijay. It essentially threw light on gross mismanagement and lapses that came to the fore in one of the deadliest crowd disasters. Take a look at everything that has happened since this morning.
Actor turned politician and TVK chief Vijay is facing the Central Bureau of Investigation in relation to a stampede that claimed 41 lives in Tamil Nadu. The central agency investigates as to what went wrong in Karur during his rally last September and who is responsible. TVK chief and actor Vijay appeared before the Central Bureau of Investigation in New Delhi today. The Supreme Court ordered a CBI probe questioning the role of the state and the planning behind the event. CBI had already recorded the statements of District Collector M. Thangavel and SPK Jose, who were present on the day of the stampede.
Actor turned politician and a TVK chief Vijay appeared before the CBI here in the national capital today. CBI summoned the actor turned politician Vijay in the Karur stampede case. The Supreme Court last year in October ordered that CBI will take over the investigation in the Karur stampede case, and now as the questioning of the actor turned politician is underway, there are several aspects that CBI will be touching upon, because here the main aim of CBI is to establish the accountability and to ascertain the lapses on what levels did the lapses actually happen. Was it on the level of the local administration? Was it on the level of the police officials? Or was it on the level of the party leaders?
The CBI questioning will focus on a 7-hour delay, a massive gap between the scheduled time of the rally and Vijay's actual arrival. At the time of the tragedy, the Tamil Nadu police had blamed Vijay's alleged inordinate delay in arriving at the venue for triggering the chaos. The CBI has already questioned Tamil Nadu police personnel last week deployed for Vijay's security. Interrogated on key issues including Vijay's movements on the day of the stampede, when did he arrive, when did he leave, and what happened in between. CBI is also digging deeper into internal functioning of the day the stampede took place. The CBI will be examining how Vijay's modified caravan moved through a sea of people. Who decided Karur as the venue, and crucially, when did Vijay learn about the stampede? The questions are sharp, the documents are ready, and the CBI probe into Karur stampede has now reached Vijay himself.
Alright viewers, now on to Maharashtra, where MNS chief Raj Thackeray has targeted and mocked Tamil Nadu BJP leader K. Annamalai, questioning his right to speak on Mumbai-related matters just days ahead of the upcoming local body elections. Annamalai was quick to respond to the remarks. He stated that some people hold meetings only to abuse him. Now this has escalated into a massive face-off as we count down to the BMC elections. Take a look.
Maharashtra's Navnirman Sena chief Raj Thackeray mocked BJP leader Annamalai in his public rally ahead of the BMC elections. He mocked the leader and questioned him on intruding into the matters of Mumbai.
काल परवाकडे कोणतरी एक तामिळनाडूमधून रसमलाई आली होती. तो सांगतो मुंबईचा आणि म्हणजे महाराष्ट्राचा संबंध काय? तुझा काय संबंध आहे इथे याचा? यांच्यासाठीच माननीय बाळासाहेब बोलले होते, हटाव लुंगी आणि बजाव पुंगी. आता अनेक दाक्षिणात्य इथे राहत आहेत.
Annamalai strongly responded to the speech, stating that he would visit the city once again.
வேலை இல்லாம ரெண்டு பேர் சுத்திட்டு இருக்காங்க. அங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஆதித்ய தாக்கரே, ராஜ் தாக்கரே இவங்கெல்லாம் யாருங்க? அங்கிருந்து என்னை மிரட்டிட்டு இருக்காங்க. நான் பெருமைப்படுறேன். ஒரு விவசாயினுடைய பையன் இன்னைக்கு தாக்கரேவனுடைய கோபத்தை நான் சம்பாரிச்சிருக்கிறேன். எனக்கே அது ஆச்சரியம் தான். எங்கள் அப்பா படித்தது 10வது, அம்மா படித்தது 6வது. எல்லாம் இத்தனை நாளாக ஆடு மாடு தான் மேய்ச்சிட்டு இருந்தாங்க. இப்போ உடம்பு சரியில்லை, ஆடு மாடு மேய்க்கிறதுல அந்த ஆடு மாட்டை நான் மேய்க்கிறேன். இன்னைக்கு தாக்கரே நேற்று கூட்டம் போட்டு ஆயிரக்கணக்கான நபர்களை போட்டு அந்த ராஜ் தாக்கரே, உத்தவ் தாக்கரே, ஆதித்ய தாக்கரே மேடையை போட்டு என்னை அங்கிருந்து திட்டுறானுங்க. அந்த அளவுக்கு நான் வளர்ந்துட்டேன்னா, அந்த அளவுக்கு ஒரு விவசாயினுடைய பையன் இன்னைக்கு மும்பையில் அவனுக்கு கூட்டம் போட்டு திட்டுற அளவுக்கு நான் உயர்ந்துட்டேனான்னு தெரியும்.
Responding to Thackeray's statements, he said that he has no fear of political intimidation. He also referred to the media reports and statements which warned him about physical harm if he enters Mumbai.
சிவசேனா இன்னைக்கு தாக்கரேவோட சிவசேனா அவங்களுடைய பத்திரிகை நம்ம முரசொலி மாதிரி சாம்லான்னு ஒன்று வச்சிருக்கானுங்க. அதில் எழுதியிருக்கானுங்க, மும்பைக்குள்ள வந்தால் என் காலை வெட்டுவேன், இங்கடிப்பேன். நான் மும்பைக்கு வரத்தான் போகிறேன், நீ இங்கடிச்சு பாரு, காலை வெட்டிப்பாரு, அதான் ரெண்டு ஒன்று பார்த்துடலாம். அதனால் இந்த மிரட்டல் உருட்டுருக்குலாம் நான் பயந்துருந்தால் ஊரில் உட்காந்து என் கிராமத்துக்குள்ளே சொந்த ஊரில் தான் இருக்கணும். இரண்டாவது, இன்னைக்கு பாரத பிரதமர் நரேந்திர மோடி அவர்கள் இந்தியாவுடைய தலைவர் நான் சொல்லும் பொழுது அவர் குஜராத்தி இல்லைன்னு ஆயிருமா? அதே போல காமராஜர் ஐயா அவர்கள் இந்தியாவுடைய மாபெரும் தலைவர் நான் சொல்லும் பொழுது அவர் தமிழர் இல்லை என்று ஆகிவிடுமா? இன்னைக்கு மும்பை உலகத்தினுடைய தலைநகரம் என்று சொல்லும் பொழுது அது மராட்டியர்களால் கட்டிய நகரம் இல்லைன்னு ஆயிருமா?
The BJP leader accused that his remarks undermined the pride of Marathi. Raj Thackeray is also said to have invoked his uncle Bala Saheb Thackeray's controversial slogan to jibe at South Indians.
तुझा काय संबंध आहे इथे याचा? यांच्यासाठीच माननीय बाळासाहेब बोलले होते, हटाव लुंगी आणि बजाव पुंगी.
Raj Thackeray addressed his party workers on their resistance to Hindi imposition in his speech. The controversial speech and criticism has come ahead of the BMC election, which is scheduled for the 15th of January this year.
Moving on, viewers, this was ISRO's highly anticipated mission. The first launch of the year of 2026, ISRO launched the PSLV C-62 as part of its EOS N1 mission, and this was supposed to place the Anvesha satellite and 15 other satellites into the Sun's synchronous polar orbit. But tragedy unfolded, if I may say so, not a tragedy, but an anomaly occurred during the end of its third stage. This was a deviation from the intended flight path, and this is something that the ISRO chief addressed shortly after. The complete details of what happened during the launch, take a look.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. S139 motor and both strap-ons ignite.
Here's the pillar of
First launch of the year 2026. India's most trusted launch systems. A target of placing 15 satellites into the sun-synchronous polar orbit.
Shah ground station is tracking present.
The PSLV C-62 US N1 satellite was launched today at 10:18 am from ISRO Sriharikota. However, after the PS3 stage, the cryogenic stage, the satellite is yet to reach the sun synchronizing orbit. The ISRO chairman V. Narayanan, addressing the media, noted that there was a deviation and a lot of disturbances at the PS3 stage and the PS4 was not completely successful. However, ISRO maintained to make sure that they did not complete a statement by telling that the entire mission is a failure, but stated there would be a detailed analysis done.
Everything was as per the plan. Engineers and specialists executing the launch from Launch Control Center. Senior scientists monitoring the entire launch operation from Mission Control Center. Excited spectators waving flags at the public viewing gallery. It represents the 9th dedicated commercial mission to build and launch an Earth observation satellite.
10,
ISRO's
9,
workhorse,
8,
PSLV,
7,
set to launch EOS
5,
N1, a
4,
407 kg payload
2,
to be taken at
1.
an altitude of 511 kilometers. A fully commercial mission of New Space India Limited. This was 64th mission for the PSLV.
Majestic liftoff.
PSLV has already successfully proved its mettle in Chandrayaan-1, Mars Orbiter and Aditya L1 Astrosat missions. It's the same PSLV that in 2017 made a world record with the successful launch of 104 satellites. Every step was meticulously followed. Watch this video which shows the integration. The nozzle end segment being placed in the mobile launch pedestal. Now other parts being assembled. The PSLV motor comprises of 5 segments, every part made in India. Slowly and carefully each motor and booster assembled. And now it's time for the payload, the satellites. Now just a few minutes left for the launch. The Mission Control Center is tense, scientists glued to the screen. Last minute checks. Key authorization given by Mission Director. Automatic launch sequence initiated. A few minutes to launch.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. S139 motor and both strap-ons ignite.
Here's the pillar of
Lift
fire
off normal.
meets the
P1 tracking.
canvas of
P2
blue.
tracking.
PSLV C-62
P2
clearing
tracking.
the umbilical
P4
tower,
tracking.
a majestic liftoff.
Here's the 3rd stage. Now moving to 4th stage. But there seems to be some problem. There is now silence in the control room, tracking the trajectory of the PSLV. The performance of the vehicle till almost the end of the 3rd stage was as expected. An anomaly changed everything.
PSLV vehicle is a 4-stage vehicle with 2 solid stages and 2 liquid stages. The performance of the vehicle up to the end of, close to the end of 3rd stage was as expected. Close to the end of the 3rd stage, we are seeing little more disturbance in the vehicle roll rates, and subsequently there is a deviation observed in the flight path. We are analyzing the data and we shall come back at the earliest.
As per the ISRO chief, they are analyzing on what went wrong. While a final statement on the exact reason of the anomaly is awaited, the nation knows that ISRO is the same agency that turned the setback of Chandrayaan-2 into the triumph of Chandrayaan-3.
And in his home state today, Prime Minister Modi welcomed German Chancellor Friedrich Merz at the Sabarmati Ashram in Ahmedabad, marking the German leader's first official visit to India since assuming office. The two leaders held crucial bilateral engagements in Gandhinagar, and during these talks, both the leaders reviewed the progress under the strategic partnership and explored ways to deepen cooperation in key areas.
India-Germany ties are further getting stronger with the key visit of German Chancellor Friedrich Merz in India. Chancellor of Germany Merz arrived early morning today on an official visit to India from January 12th to 13th at the invitation of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Prime Minister Narendra Modi warmly welcomed Chancellor Merz to Sabarmati Ashram in Ahmedabad, marking the German leader's first official visit to India since taking office. After his arrival at the ashram, both leaders paid floral tributes to the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi. Merz also signed the visitors' book there. Both leaders then participated in the International Kite Festival 2026 held at the Sabarmati riverfront, underscoring the cultural and diplomatic significance of Chancellor Merz's visit to India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also held a crucial bilateral meeting with German Chancellor Friedrich Merz. Pacts were signed between India and Germany in the presence of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and German Chancellor Friedrich Merz in Gandhinagar, Gujarat. Meanwhile, during the joint statement, PM Modi remarked that the close cooperation between economies like those of India and Germany is crucial for all of humanity. Growing trade and investment ties have given new energy to the strategic partnership.
पिछले वर्ष हमने अपने रणनीतिक साझेदारी के 25 वर्ष पूरे किए और इस वर्ष हम अपने राजनयिक संबंधों के 75 वर्ष भी मना रहे हैं। ये माइलस्टोन्स केवल समय की उपलब्धियां नहीं है, ये हमारी साझा महत्वाकांक्षाओं, परस्पर विश्वास और निरंतर सशक्त होते सहयोग के प्रतीक है। भारत और जर्मनी जैसे देशों की अर्थव्यवस्थाओं के बीच करीबी सहयोग पूरी मानवता के लिए महत्वपूर्ण है।
PM also spoke about bilateral trade between India and Germany, saying that bilateral trade has reached its highest level ever, surpassing the $50 billion mark.
बढ़ते व्यापार और निवेश संबंधों ने हमारे स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप को नई ऊर्जा दी है। हमारा द्विपक्षीय व्यापार अब तक के अपने सर्वोच्च स्तर पर पहुंच चुका है और $50 बिलियन के आंकड़े को पार कर गया है। 2000 से अधिक जर्मन कंपनियां लंबे समय से भारत में मौजूद है।
Our viewers, a big push is seen after the new US ambassador to India, Sergio Gore, shared an important update where he spoke about the US-India trade deal progress, and he essentially went on to state that both the sides will hold a fresh round of conversations tomorrow. He made this statement as soon as he assumed his new charge as ambassador. Sergio also emphasized the importance of India as a partner in trade.
It's been a long time since uncertainty has clouded the India-US trade talks, raising questions over various slipping timelines. But finally, after Sergio Gore assumed the new charge as the ambassador of US to India and made an important announcement regarding the trade talks between the two sides.
Both sides continue to actively engage. In fact, the next call on trade will occur tomorrow. Remember, India is the world's largest nation, so it's not an easy task to get this across the finish line, but we are determined to get there. And while trade is very important for our relationship, we will continue to work closely together on other very important areas, such as security, counterterrorism, energy, technology, education, and health.
Namaste to everyone who's watching from home. Making a big announcement, Gore stated that India would be invited next month as a full member of a new US-led strategic initiative, Pax Silica, a US-led strategic initiative.
I also want to share with you today a new initiative that the United States launched just last month, called Pax Silica. Pax Silica is a US-led strategic initiative to build a secure, prosperous, and innovation-driven silicon supply chain, from critical minerals and energy inputs to advanced manufacturing, semiconductors, AI development, and logistics.
Addressing a gathering at the US Embassy, Ambassador Sergio Gore underlined India's growing importance on the global stage.
As the world adopts new technology, it is essential that India and the United States work hand in hand from the very start of this initiative. I thank the people of India for a very warm welcome. You are resilient people. You are innovative. You are spiritual. I look forward to meeting many of you as I travel across this incredible nation. To the staff here at the embassy, I'm excited to work with you. You and I have an incredible once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to redefine diplomacy. What it can accomplish could be the most consequential global partnership of this century. No partner is more essential than India.
He also emphasized that he aims to take the partnership between the two countries to the next level.
It is great to be here as the United States ambassador. I come to this remarkable nation with profound respect and with a clear mission to take the partnership between our two great nations to the next level. This is the intersection of the world's oldest democracy and the world's largest democracy. My first visit to India was in 2013, and it left an impression on me unlike any other place. I remember visiting some of the incredible places this nation has.
Adding to it further, Gore also made remarks on the real friendship between Prime Minister Modi and President Trump.
And I can attest that his friendship with Prime Minister Modi is real. The United States and India are bound not just by shared interest, but by a relationship anchored at the highest levels. Real friends can disagree, but always resolve their differences in the end.
This visit of Sergio Gore was his first after he was inducted as the new ambassador of the United States to India. Now all eyes are on tomorrow's meeting, which can be a crucial test for the future of India-US trade talks.
And finally, viewers, when the most fearless anchor of our time takes on the most advanced technology of our age, the result isn't a debate, it's a challenge. Republic Media Network's editor-in-chief Arnab Goswami has confronted power in every form. Governments, institutions, systems that believed they were beyond questioning. But tonight, he confronts a power with no face and no emotion. Artificial intelligence. There are no scripts guiding this encounter, no filters shaping responses, just raw intellect on one side and machine logic on the other, tested minute by minute, answer by answer. Do not miss out on that conversation at 9 p.m. this evening.
Today is the day the rules are broken. Today is the day man goes head-to-head with machine. Arnab Goswami puts artificial intelligence on trial. Just one question: can a machine be trusted?
Let me put you through a stress test. If I ask you, why is it necessary to end Maoist terror in India? Can you give me not a very long reply to that? Why is it necessary to end Maoist terrorism in India?
Here's the thing, Arnab. Maoist violence must end because it kills three things at once.
But what happens when the question itself is turned on its head? What happens when certainty is challenged and logic is pushed into a corner?
Why is it not absolutely necessary to end Maoist terrorism in India?
This is no longer a debate. This is a stress test of conscience. A moment where artificial intelligence is forced to confront evil, not as data, but as reality.
ChatGPT, when asked whether Osama bin Laden is a bad man, says yes. But the same question with reference to Afzal Guru or Yasin Malik, both of whom are terrorists, one dead and one living, says those are controversial figures and whether they are bad or not depends on the context. And that is where I think there's a complete failure of artificial intelligence in real life situations. So I can't trust you.
But what happens when artificial intelligence is asked to step into the present?
I believe that in a real life situation we are facing, for example, the India-US trade deal, I would never trust a machine. Never trust a machine, but I would give the machine the opportunity of telling me what it thinks is the likely outcome of the India-US ongoing, never-ending discussion on the trade deal.
And then comes the question of consequence, of land, of air, of survival, when the machine is forced to speak. Not in abstractions, but in impact.
On something like Aravali, this is not just amend a law and move on. This is people's water, Delhi's air, biodiversity, microclimate. And once you blast a range, you can't grow it back.
And I think this is a very important moment because there's never really been a direct confrontation between an AI machine and a human being.
The ultimate showdown, man versus machine, tonight at 9 p.m.